is he?
Who is he? He's a broken dude. He's a fallen angel. I mean, when I very first read when I read the first draft, I came in about a week before filming and to do some just rewrites and Tom Kapanos, the creator, he had another pilot going, so he had to go and be on that one. So this one was kind of a lost soul, if you will. So I came and adopted, and what I loved about it is the father-son story of it. And that here's this guy who was the perfect son. He was the most, at least this is how the story goes, he was the most loved, he was the most beautiful, the smartest, everything else. And he kind of said, Dad, I want to be worshipped too. Like, Dad built him a throne next to him and said, all right, sit beside me. He's like, all right, then I should be worshipped. And Dad was like, no. He's like, that's hypocritical, Dad. And Dad was like, no, you have to understand that pride is a bad thing, and sent him crashing down to hell. And so I think at this point he's like, punishment doesn't really fit the crime. I've been down here a really long time. I didn't do that. I didn't think he did anything that bad. And he feels rejected. He feels like he lost Dad's love. And all of that I can relate to. I think we can all relate to. You're trying to be... He doesn't want to believe he's all bad. None of us want to believe that. We want to be loved for our broken parts too. We want to be flawed and still be accepted. And so he's kind of like a petulant teenager going, oh, Dad, it wasn't that bad. Do I really have to be down here for the rest of eternity? It seems kind of, extensive.
So has he been down here since the beginning of time, or how long?
Pretty much, thousands and thousands of years. I mean, doesn't that seem overkill for a little bit of pride?
Are you guys going to do a bunch of flashbacks, maybe in ancient Rome, or?
No, we're going to. Although that would be fun, season 7. No, we're going to really, really ground the show as much as possible. There've been a lot of shows about, Constantine, some shows out there that have dealt more with the mythology and the fire and brimstone, demons and monsters. We're trying to examine Lucifer as a human, and as the biggest, baddest human of all time, trying to figure out if he's got some good in him. Is basically the story. So we're going to keep it on. We're never going to go to hell. We're never going to go to heaven. Never say never. But for right now, we're planning for all those worlds to come to Earth and see how they actually negotiate their way around humanity.
And what is some of the mythology that you're going to incorporate, more from what we know of Lucifer from the comic book? How are you going to think of that?
In talking to DC about it, what we've kind of nailed down is that the show exists somewhere between Sandman and Lucifer, and that at the end of Sandman, Lucifer leaves hell, cuts off his wings, and goes and opens a piano bar in Los Angeles, and then a lot more happens. I think it's in the first compilation where the Lux actually burns down, and then all kinds of other stuff happens. We exist before that, so that's where the show exists. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. And some of the images or the impression that we have from Lucifer, looking at the trailer and stuff, he has a lot of confidence in him. What aspects of his personality do you find appealing that you think viewers are going to resonate with?
His honesty. I think that's, if there were a theme for the whole show, to me it's truth, which is, he's about embracing your dark side. We hide it, we're embarrassed of it, shame, shame, shame. he's about, what do you desire? Let's not pretend. It's worse to lie. So he never lies, which I love. It's wish fulfilling in that he says things we all want to say. So that's probably the most appealing thing to me about him, besides the fact that he's hot.
Do you feel comfortable with the format of, procedural? I don't know.
Yeah.
What side do you lean towards more, procedural or?
Yeah. Well, having the procedural aspect, it's to me, I look at it like a hanger. You hang the story on it. It's a skeleton. I don't think it's the important or interesting part of the show. I think it just gives us a structure, and then it's all about the character. And so we might have seen some of the mysteries before. We've all seen a million gazillion. You can't do a new crime on TV. You can. I did 5 seasons of CSI Miami. It's like every configuration you can imagine done. So what's interesting is seeing Lucifer do it. He's not going to play by the rules. He's not going to follow the law. He doesn't have to, that person doesn't deserve punishment. That person does. That person, let's say there's some, abused woman or criminal. He's going to help her get off. She's justified. It's not about the law for him. So that to me is also interesting. It's like Lucifer has his own rules. So the procedural part is very backseat.
Okay, good.
Yeah.